Imagine it, smothered pork chops. They are the definition of comfort food, and when you fold caramelized onions into that gravy, it takes the whole dish to another level. We've got Nicole from Noshings with Nicole joining us to share her tips for perfectly tender chops and a rich, savory sauce you'll want to pour over everything. Thank you, Nicole. Look at this. This looks delicious.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, one of my favorite things about this dish is like the color of the pork chops. They're just so like dark and I don't know, dark pork chops just hit a different way.
I do.
Yeah, so when you start making the pork chops, the first thing you want to start is the caramelizing of the onions.
Okay.
The reason why you start with the onions first and not the meat first is the onions will take about an hour to get really good and brown.
Yeah.
A lot of recipes will say you can do this in 10 minutes. They lie. Don't believe them. So you start out with some olive oil, or you could use butter. You have to have some kind of fat in there. And then you just do your onions real thin. So whenever you cut an onion, you do it like pole to pole. The reason for that is it makes it a sweeter onion than if you cut it across where it's more circular.
Yeah.
And it has to do with you piercing the cellular structure of the onion. So you just start it low and slow, and you kind of stir. If it starts sticking too much, you can turn your heat down.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to burn them. If you burn them, they'll turn better real fast. So while your onions are going, you'll work on your pork chops. Typically, I do a bone-in pork chop a little bit thicker than this one because the bone helps retain moisture, and it also brings out some of the flavor. Sometimes stores don't have it, just roll with it, get what you want. So this is a boneless. You want to take a paper towel and dry it super well, because whenever you put it in the fire, not in the fire, on a hot pan, you want to make sure it's dry. If it has water on it, it's going to almost steam it, and you're not going to get a lot of the color.
Okay, the color is important.
Right, because the color, it brings a lot of flavor, and it's also a visual thing. So you put it and you brown it, and you want it about this color. Most pork chop recipes will say to oil the pan.
Yes.
If you oil the meat itself, you have less splatter on the high heat.
Okay, good idea.
But they do the same part. What the oil does is it makes a more even surface between your pan and the meat, so you get more of an even browning.
Oh, nice.
So you get more browning.
Yes.
So once that's together, you throw that in with some water, some chicken stock if you like. Another component is roux.
Okay.
So a traditional roux is 1 part oil, 1 part flour. This one is considered a dry roux, so just straight flour. You put it in a pan, you stir it around.
That's not the color I think of when I think of flour, though.
It cooks. So it kind of toasts it.
Yeah.
If you, do you know bechamel sauce with the white? So that would be like butter and flour, and you just do it till it gets kind of glossy. This, you would just keep cooking it longer. The lighter the color of the roux, the more thickening you have, but less of the flavor and color.
Got it.
So we can go ahead and I want you to go ahead and cut this.
Yes.
Now the reason why I want you to cut this, it's going to be super tough, and it's going to be kind of dark. And some people get afraid that it's going to be really dry and tough, but go ahead and cut this. As it cooks, it brings moisture back into it, and it gets super tender.
I don't even need to cut it.
So don't be afraid of darkening your pork chop.
Okay.
Because it's too thick. So.
Right, so it's not going to end up like the thickness of this and how I just kind of had to
so
put a little elbow grease in there to cut it, right?
Exactly. So you would put that back in the pot with the water, and it just like all of that, it breaks up kind of the muscle fibers and the fat tendons, so it makes it super tender during the cooking process.
What is this on a bed of? You put this on a bed of something.
Yeah, so this is millet underneath it. Millet is kind of an earthy grain. Whenever it's dry, it's got teeny tiny little balls. Think of it as almost like mini dipping dots. And then once you cook it, kind of turns into like a grits consistency.
That is so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely delicious. Check out Nicole's recipes over at her website, Noshings with Nicole. That's the place to go, right?
Yes, noshingswithnicole.com. If you ever have any questions, there's some contact info, and I'll be happy to get back to you.
Absolutely. Look at that stuff. All of your dishes that you always bring us, they're so different to the cuisine that I usually eat, and that's why I really appreciate. I mean, even something like putting a pork chop over what I would consider to be a bed of rice or grits, you kind of elevate it and take it to the next level.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love to like push people out of their comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Well,